of the people to the report that you gave. It was quite spot on in terms of what the IEBC did announce, because whereas they announced the official IEBC results had 48.85% going to Raila Odinga in terms of the presidential count, yours was 48.7%, and for Ruto, William Samoei, the IEBC had 50.49%, yours had 50.7%. By the way, this isn't the first time you've done it. Give us some historical perspectives. You can start with 2017 as well.
Thank you. This is not the first time that we've done this. And in Kenya, you know, the history of PVT hasn't been quite long. We began this process around 2010 with the referendum, you recall that. So that was the first time ELOG was able to do a parallel vote tabulation around the outcome of the referendum. And that was also pretty close. Then we did it again in 2013, then 2017, and now this is the fourth one that we are doing. And that can already tell you that, look, ELOG is talking about a wealth of experience and a level of confidence with the work that it does around PVT. And it's not just in Kenya. PVT started way back, you know, in the 90s across the Philippines, and has been done in many countries in Africa, Nigeria, Zambia, Malawi, you know, Uganda, many countries in Africa, Ghana. They do it, you know, as a basis to enable citizens have confidence on the outcome. And one of the critical things...
have confidence, is it, you know, give it a stamp of approval necessarily? Because there are questions around the results so far. But when you say confidence...
No, we do not approve the official our results that are announced by the electoral management body, in this case, the IEBC. That is not our business. We do observation as a citizens organization. We are domestic. You know, we do this to enable citizens develop confidence around electoral processes and also have some confidence around the outcomes. This is what we do, to try to get a level of confidence built around this so that we do not have agitation, chaos, but a sense of belief that, look, someone professional who has done this job over the years has sat carefully, examined it, you know, and has said that, look, this is what this looks like. So what PVT does is to project. We do not give results. That is the mandate of the IEBC. We simply do a projection. And within that projection, the projection works within a margin of error. And that is what we need to understand here. So that when we say that the results fall within a certain margin, you know, we then talk about the point of estimate, which is what you were talking about simply in the last few seconds. But we also look at the lower limit of what each candidate could have gotten in that election and the upper limit. So for purposes of PVT, the margin of error enables us to then project the range within which results for each candidate should fall. So if they fall below a certain margin, something is wrong. If they fall above a certain margin, something is wrong. So we were looking at the margins, you know, based on this. And for the presidential elections, the two leading candidates, the margin of error that we had for purposes of our PVT was 2.1, you know, which is quite small and quite precise. And that is what enabled us to speak precisely and almost accurately, you know, so that our figures, our percentage, you can plus or minus 2.1%. Okay. So then the results should play within that range. Anything outside that is something that causes us to worry and ask questions whether the results have been manipulated.
But based on the margin that you had and that you came down with from your tabulation, it is above par?
Based on this, and I want to explain this so that viewers can understand this. We'll start with Raila Amolo Odinga. The IEBC official results was at 48.85. Our point of estimate for that result was 48.7%, which was pretty close, right? Plus or minus 2%. Now, if you consider this again based on the range, it meant that Raila's percentage could have been at the lower limit 46.6 and at the higher limit 50.8%. For William Ruto, IEBC results were 50.49%. Our projection point of estimate was 50.7, again pretty close. What this means, if you apply the margin of error of 2.1%, is that William Samoei Ruto could have, at the lowest, gotten 48.6%, and at the highest, 52.8%. And this is what we are talking about. Now, and this is what is critical. PVT projection does not endorse any winner. We have not said here that so-and-so was a winner. We are simply saying here that these results should fall within this margin. And here is the explanation which a lot of people and citizens a bit controversial for citizens because they don't understand it. Yeah. When we say that the lower limit for Odinga could have been 46.6% and the lower limit for Ruto could have been 48.6%, we are saying that there is a possibility that both candidates may not have met the threshold of 50 plus 1. And this is significant, right? So for us, there is that possibility. Yeah, and these are the questions that are coming out at the Supreme Court. So whereas what the IEBC announced falls within that margin, the possibility is still there that neither of the two candidates could have passed the threshold of 50 plus 1%. And I want to emphasize this so that citizens and viewers can now understand that our work is not to rubber stamp election results. We look at it accurately, statistically, based on science, right? And that gives us an authority to speak about the accuracy, the precision with, in the context of the range within which that election, those results should fall. Anything out of that, anything above that, then becomes a question which, as ELOG, we begin to raise on behalf of citizens, because that is what we do. Right. We are the watchdog for citizens over this.
Okay. And just for clarity, Aling'o keeps saying PVT, just basically that is parallel vote tabulation, and he makes the point to clarify that they were not tallying, but they were doing parallel vote tabulation. And at the